Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahama, Well, good morning, chat. I hope everyone's doing well on Hump Day. Yeah, Harp, DVDs. Nothing but DVDs. How are we doing today, Harp? Chat, can you hear the music? Let me know. Been tweaking some other stuff today. Harp, can you hear the music? Chris May, welcome in. I Love Horror, Gary Cred, Sam Wiggle, hello. Nina, welcome back. Mr. Clean Wins. If I miss you guys, just type one in chat. Noah FPS, Larry Main, good to see you back. It's been a minute since you've been in here. Strider Elf, Movie Store, Xenomorph Queen, always happy to see you. Long Lost Pal, welcome back. John Ray, I think that's everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. Well, I'm just going to assume you guys can hear the music. And we will get started. Doing the $1 start things, guys. Look at the banner there. Awesome. Thanks, guys. That's what I want to hear. Every time you mess with stuff on here, you know, you kind of run the risk of breaking something else. So we're 33 sales away from hitting that 1,000 for me, and we're 9 followers away from hitting 600. So I want to thank everyone for jumping in, helping out. Most of you are already following, but if you're not, or you unfollowed for some reason, you're in here, and you like my stuff, please go ahead and give me a follow. And of course, see something you like, go ahead and pull the trigger. Tips are always appreciated. Those go right into new inventory. I'm going to have to run out and get some inventory probably later this week. I don't really like to do it on the weekends, but I might be grabbing it on the weekend because I haven't been able to get out lately. The music's a little louder than me, though. Okay, let me see what I can do about that. Run my gain up a little bit there. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Awesome. Thanks, Larry. And we're just going to get into it, guys. You guys saw the stack, so it's just mixed up. So some of the stuff you'll see from earlier in the week and other stuff hasn't been seen yet. Awesome, Neener. Thank you. Sidesnap the Wedding Singer. As you guys know, I watched this this year because I'm doing OMAD, one movie a day for 2024. Watched an interesting one yesterday as well. If you guys want to follow along on that, it's on Letterboxd. And guys, I'm also streaming it over on YouTube. So you guys over at YouTube, I can't see the chat. I know only like 1 or 2 of you pop in and out, and a lot of you watch it after a stream's been recorded. But welcome. If you want to come over here and give me a follow if you haven't already, and if you want to just participate in chat, we're over here on Whatnot, Hannibal the Collector on all accounts. And we're going to get started here. This is The Wedding Singer. We'll do the, let's see, I think 15 seconds is probably the most respectable time. 15 seconds starts. Up and running. The Wedding Singer. Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore, their first collab, if I recall correctly. One of the first movies to really do an 80s theme back then, because it wasn't, you know, that past the 80s when they did this. How is everybody today? Drummer Girl, nice to see you again. Yeah, I went and tweaked some stuff. It's taxing my CPU more, but the bandwidth less, if that makes sense. Let's see, I had a stack laying here. All right, here we go. Next up, we're going to do not another teen movie. Actually, I really enjoy this one. I think I say that just about every time, but young Chris Evans, Jamie Presley, just a great cast. Of course, if you're a Power Rangers fan, there's a Power Ranger in there. And as always, everyone, thanks for coming in and hanging out. Like I say, once we hit that 1,000, we'll start working on building stacks and stuff again. But I really want to get to that 1,000. It makes it easier as far as getting access to the funds faster, so I can flip freight faster. And we're almost there now. We're getting close to the finish line. Star Wars Rogue One. How's our Wednesday going? What are we up to today? I should do a poll. Let me figure out what I want to poll today. Do an easy one.
Someone always playing corporation games. Who cares? They're always changing. Corporation names. We just want to dance here. Someone stole the stage. They call us irresponsible.
All right, we got a poll up and running. Got everybody's doing good. Welcome in, Thomas Supinger. We got another follower, guys. Let me go ahead and update the banner on that one too. 8 followers away from goal for the month. I think we might hit it. All right, let's get started. I think we're ready now. Jumper. I'm a fan of this movie. I would like to have seen where we ended up. I know it's kind of a one-trick power, but I felt like they would have expanded on people with powers in this if it kept going. Demia, welcome in. Let me know what you guys think. That thing run? Do it again. Alright, I think I'm set up, guys. When I get done with this today, I'm headed over to the warehouse to clean up some more. Still got a lot of junk to clean up after that break-in, so. I mean, that's a fair outcome, right? Would have been interesting if he was like the ancestor of the far-off galaxy. Or he jumped into an alternate dimension where he existed as Anakin. Oh yeah, I love 10 Cloverfield Lane. I think that's my favorite of the 3. And oddly enough, I think that's the one I don't have in my own collection right now. A little bit harder to find John Leguizamo film. The Pest. Drummer Girl's winning the Pest. Fantastic. Drummer Girl always breaking the ice for me. And Drummer Girl has won. Let me write that up for you, Drummer Girl. Awesome. Big W's to Drummer Girl. Oh, have you? Awesome. I'm glad this thing's got a good home then. Very awesome. And you guys are always asking if I have any WWE. This is the only one I have left now. You know, I had a block of stuff I got from someone last month, and most of you took that in the first show. But this is WWE Holiday Tribute to the Troops. Kurt Angle on the front there. February, welcome back. Let's see. They've got it up and running now. don't know if you guys noticed, but we're going to try out the early 8:30 in the morning show tomorrow, since some of you said earlier in the morning worked for you, and it seemed like that one early show I did this week had a lot of pull in it. Of course, it overlapped into this hour too, so I'm going to give it a try. Let me know what you guys think about that, if you have any input for me. And this is Hostiles. This is a really good film. I wasn't big on like modern or westerns period for a long time, but now I'm like deep diving into all of these. Hostiles is a really good one. Wes Studi is always great. When you see him, you know you're gonna get authentic acting, and of course Christian Bale always nails what he does. I believe, if I recall correctly, Timothée Chalamet has a small role in this too. New factory sealed the town. Ben Affleck wrote and directed this film. It's got that really nice, memorable scene that a lot of people clip of Ben Affleck and Jeremy Renner. He basically just comes to him, telling him he needs help, can't ask any questions, and all this other stuff. And Jeremy Renner just gets up, it's like, what do we got to do? Israel, welcome in. You know, not entirely true to the video game franchise, but this is a very strong female-led action movie that I think a lot of us like. I think the only complaints anyone has is that it's not true to the, plot of the original video game series, and it became its own. And then as it went on, they started incorporating a lot of, fan service stuff. But I think this one on its own stands really strong. But I like all of them. Welcome in, Brian 007. That's the one that I kept talking about when I was showing Die Hard 2. So this is Live Free or Die Hard. So we also have Die Hard 2 somewhere on the table too, everybody. Welcome in, the Toy Hunter. Yeah, if you guys were here yesterday, I was just gabbing about this movie while showing Die Hard 2, and then just an absolute train wreck of trying to get back on the right page with stuff. That was Live Free or Die Hard. I appreciate this film more and more every time I watch it. Like, I wasn't, originally I wasn't one of those people that really cared to try to watch it. Sat down and watched it, really good. Everyone rants and raves, and you get more like amped for it. But every time you rewatch it, you really see how like visually strong and eerie this is. Went to watch it last year at a small movie theater in town, and that was just an absolute joy with everybody, who either were fans or had not seen it before, and we're all just sitting there watching this big screen visual. That was The Shining. K-Money, welcome in too. Always good to see you, K-Money. Scary Movie 4. This is, I think, the only one of the Scary Movie parodies we have left now. So, unrated and uncensored, over 2 hours of hilarious bloopers, outtakes, deleted scenes, and more. How you doing today, K-Money? We having a good day? We got 67% saying yes on Tom Cruise movies and 33% no. Watching the Aquaman 2? Yeah. I'm sure it's going to be a funny buddy movie, I'm not in a hurry to see that one, unfortunately. Here we got Your Passport to Danger, Thrill Seekers. Casper Van Dien, Catherine Bell. This is like a thin pack one, as you can see there, too. Yeah, yesterday, guys, I watched a I guess this was it was the first feature Nickelodeon movie that came over in 1997, originally filmed in Australia. Has the guy that played young Aeolus and young Hercules to 1 year before he played Aeolus. I have no Magnum PI right now. I don't have a lot of classic 80s shows at all right now. No Knight Riders, Greatest American Heroes, anything like that left. Problem is I got to get out in warmer weather because TV series I tend to grab from actual folks, you know. And it's been cold out here, so no one's out there. Kill Bill Volume 2. I got to go see this in Atlanta. They had a premiere at Dragon Con the year it came out, and it was before the movie came out, at the hotel, and we were just lined up, and we just, by the skin of our teeth, were able to make it in, because they were only doing one showing, and whether you're in line or not, that one showing was all you got, so everyone else got turned away, and we just, when I say we barely made it, one of our newer friends that we hadn't met before, but we met at the show, was in line with us, and that was the cutoff. So it was nice to be able to see it. It was Volume 1, though, not Volume 2 that we got to see. But I was watching, I think it was called Doom Troopers, I think it was called. Doom Runners, that's what it was called. It has Tim Curry in it, oddly enough, and he plays the villain. And imagine like a kid's version of Mad Max with Tim Curry hamming it up as the villain. It was actually a fun little ride, very Australian. The two leads were actually from the States, but everyone else was Australian, so it was like watching a Xena or Hercules casted show with like a lot of young actors. And, you know, they had, you know, kind of the Tribe, if you guys remember the series, the Tribe kind of budget. So it was fun to watch, though. I'd never even heard of this film, and it was a Nickelodeon. On my TikTok, I even posted the ad. It's basically the old Nickelodeon Nickflix ad, and it's the first feature film to be aired on Nickelodeon. Original feature film. Oh no, Strider Elf. Well, just remember, that stuff passes, so you just try to breathe and just know everything's momentary. Might not seem like it right now, but you know, do what you can for yourself until it passes. And if you need help, of course, reach out, get help somewhere. No shame in that game. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. This is a 2-disc widescreen edition. I'm one of those guys that, I know it's not world-changing, but I actually like this movie a lot. I like the Terminatrix. I actually like pretty much the story. Once you accept that every time they make these, they're going to mess up the timeline stuff. I like the story. I like that whole chase action scene with the fire truck. Yeah, sorry, K-Money. Yeah, I did respond to that. Yeah, I don't have hardly any 80s TV series right now, K-Money. Most of my stuff is like mostly early 2000s and on right now. All my 80s stuff has been gone. I'm not finding it as quickly as I have until it warms up. But I always keep on the lookout, so if I have them, I'll make sure I shout out that we got some new 80 series in. Here we got Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day. You know, I either haven't watched it, or I'm trying to remember if I watched this one. I watched the original many, many times, but I'm not sure I watched Boondock Saints 2. The more I think about it, the less I remember if I've watched it or just saw a bunch of, you know, trailers and clips from it. What's the consensus for people that have watched it? Boondock Saints 2, yay or nay? Hip to Be Scared, Pop's Inventory Store. Welcome in, guys. Sorry if I missed you. Basically, I mean, all this stuff's kind of in the same world, but let me try to fix this. But as a Shining, but this is what he calls his portals. I forget what he calls the hot spots where the hotels and stuff are, but this one, Dr. Sleep, and all those. Basically where the Shining is strong in this area. 1408. I actually really like 1408. You know, the ending kind of is a head scratcher. I like the alternate ending better, but I've rewatched this one. Probably in the last year, I probably watched it 4 times. A couple times if somebody hasn't seen it before, but like I really do enjoy this. Like if they watch The Shining and they're like, oh, I want to watch something else, we'll do this and Dr. Sleep, hands down. They've already seen it 90% of the time. Co-op Rhino, welcome in. And guys, if you're not already following, go ahead and follow me. Let me see. We are 8 followers away from 600 followers. We're 33 sales away from well, actually, we're 32 sales away from hitting 1,000 now. I should go and update that. And then, if you guys want to share this with anybody that likes DVDs, go ahead and do that for me. We're trying to build up the community of people that like DVDs. I don't do Blu-rays that much. I do TV series on the weekends sometimes, and then I do VHS here and there. I'm trying to rebox the VHS. It's hard to get to right now. Once I do that, I should be able to access them a little more. That's why I'm getting a lot of stuff moved around in the warehouse too. What Lies Beneath, Harrison Ford, Michelle Pfeiffer, widescreen edition. I do like this film. It's one of those ones that a lot of people, you know, who aren't super movie fans don't know about. So when they were wondering what to watch, I'll recommend this a lot because it's pretty much a given they haven't seen it and they're gonna like the movie. Super Nerd, welcome in. Nice Strider Elf. How many movies does Stephen King have in all? Do we know? 23 sounds pretty strong to the top of it. Super Nerd grabbed What Lies Beneath. Fantastic. Get that written up for us. Yeah, I watched this maybe a couple years ago now, but I really enjoyed rewatching it. Harrison Ford's great as, like, you know, a kind of unlikable guy or grumpy guy, so. In your stack it goes. Let me go ahead and do an update real quick too, guys. Alright, I think that's everything needs to be updated. We are 31 sales away from 1,000, 8 followers away from 600. Fantastic, everyone. And here we've got Cloverfield, the one that started it all. J.J. Abrams joint. Of course, these kind of movies are what kind of, once Abrams got out of TV, got him into things like being able to produce Mission Impossible and all those bigger films that he did. Star Trek, the Kelvin timeline. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of Stephen King back in the day. I wasn't around Stephen King. I lived in Japan for a long time, and for whatever reason, that wasn't in my circle. And then when I came back to the States, everyone was reading. I believe It was one everyone was reading, like, you know, all the goth kids and everything. And it was just like, okay, what is this? Did I try to read it? No, I saw how thick that book was. Like, I have no interest in reading a book that thick. 87. Okay, well, you got a ways to go then, Strider. Well, he's got a ways to go then, Strider. I'm surprised. I thought 23 would be the high end of that, but that definitely means I got some catching up to do then. Grabbing a stack here, chat. All right, another stack off the table. Now I do have the one that's getting ready to be, well, it's actually streaming now, but if you guys haven't watched Rose Red, I definitely recommend that one. That's one that actually got me into Stephen King. You know, everyone was watching it and stuff when it came out, but Rose Red's the one that caught my attention, and I just recently, in the stacks that I picked up for you guys, got Rose Red on DVD. And rewatched it with somebody that, you know, likes Stephen King movies, so they were interested, and they absolutely loved that film. So, and these characters are loosely connected to all the other Stephen King universes, as they always are. There's a character that kind of crosses over in other stories. Welcome in, Lady Tag Along, Video Kid TV, versus the Void. Welcome in, Chris Hernandez. How are we all doing? Drummer Girl's winning Bottle Shock. Elijah Dushku's in it. I know there's a bunch of other people, but I only go, hey, I like this movie because Elijah Dushku's in it. Throwing that in your stack. In your stack it goes. Got The Conjuring here, loosely based on true events. You know, if you go to conventions like I do, some of the conventions kind of have an overlap with paranormal cons, or after the convention, we'll all go across, like a paranormal group comes in, they're going across the street to some spot that's known to be haunted. So I've been in on a few of those ghost chasing things, and I had gotten to meet the Lorraine Warren once. Mostly I see the other paranormal guys. Brian from TAPS Ghost Hunters. He actually went for one of my birthdays. We went and watched a movie together. It was me, him, Ernie Hudson, Kane Hodder. I don't know why that's one of those things I can't remember. I think that's everybody, though. It was a good time. Then we went and caught the concert with the lady from Saw. And Missy Pyle. Fantastic. Super Nerd 1. Conjuring. I'm glad this one's getting a home. Put that one in your stack too, Super Nerd. Number 4. Conjure. Two more to take off the thing. Let me do a quick update. Well, that's fantastic, guys. We're 29 sales away from 1,000 now. We're really digging at it. Thank you, everyone. When I say we, I mean you, right? You guys are making all these sales for me. I do appreciate it. Liam Neeson, Taken 2. This one where everybody returns. We change out Stepfathers in the third one. Up and running. Yeah, Langoliers. I like the Langoliers myself. Yeah, they're always fun to watch, but it's always kind of hard to translate the Stephen King's words in the movies. And then a lot of times the CG is either not quite there or they don't spend the money on it, but it still kind of makes it that much more fun. The Langoliers being one that I really enjoy. I like the cast in it. When you actually see the Langoliers, it's creepy, but it's also a little bit like Little Shop of Horror-esque looking too. But I think that's half the fun, right? When you watch these movies that were kind of pushing the technology and the story. I mean, these weren't motion pictures. These were TV miniseries, which I kind of missed the whole TV miniseries thing. Not that we don't technically have some of them now, but they don't quite play out the same way. Truth About Cats and Dogs. This was like top tier Janine Garofalo, and this was a really charming movie. I mean, like I say, it's less about being a romance movie. It's more about, you know, female friendship, and it's a really strong movie. It's probably one of those ones that I really enjoy watching. I've not seen it that many times. I just remember watching this one when it came out. Taking a look now. Shiny, shiny, shiny. Picking up the shiny one. There it is. I'll be honest with you, Nina, I can't really tell. What it does say is it's presented in the full aspect ratio as the director originally intended. It says the full aspect ratio of the original camera negative. I can't find where it actually shows what the ratio is and if it's widescreen edition for you.
It's Paloma Faye, and my single Bad Woman is available to listen on Spotify.
It is the digitally restored and remastered, so I feel like it should be, but I don't have anything that says full or widescreen. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Drummer Girl. Did you want me to run that, Nina? Let me know. Got you. And we have this cool movie theater down here. It's called Sidewalk Cinema. And the whole bathroom is done up, and Nina is winning, is done up in The Shining. So it has shining carpeting or flooring. The door, actually, the handle is an axe. They have him busting through his face on the inside. The whole room is done in red tile. They've got a stand-up of him in the bathroom. Very cool. Nina has won that. That's going into your stack, Nina. Thank you, thank you. We'll get that knocked off our list as well. Number 5. I'm glad this one's getting a new home, though, because it's just a really nice one. It's got the Kubrick collection stuff on it. I dig it. And now we're at 28 sales away from 1,000. Meg Ryan, Andy Garcia. I remember when they were talking about this behind the scenes. Hey, anything you can do, Drummer Girl, I always appreciate it. I'm on here pretty much every day, so no worries. And this is When a Man Loves a Woman. It's a really strong one about like actual being married for a long time and like how the, you know, how sticking together, you know, is really a stronger sign of love than anything else in this one. Basically, she's an alcoholic, and it's about the stuff they're going through when you have someone who has an addiction. Widescreen is, and it could be letterbox too, it's when it's wide and the there's either bars on the top and bottom, or they've changed it to where like these new wider TVs can and have it full screen with no distortion. Full screen is when it's more made for the classic TVs, so you lose some stuff on the edge of the picture. I liken it to when people take a regular video from YouTube and they put it on a 9:16 ratio of TikTok. You know, you lose some of the edge. Yeah, very much so. And it also depends on if they went the extra mile, like say on Blu-rays and stuff, the extra mile you'll watch sometimes where something will start out with no bars on the top and bottom, and then it'll go, and that means the aspect ratio changed in the movie, but they could have went the extra step and not have that noticeable on the TV, but they decided not to do that. You'll notice that more on Blu-rays than 4Ks. I do have one wrestling that I think I can still get my hands on. Give me 1 second here. Zombie Collector. This is the only wrestling I still have. The WWE Holiday Tribute to the Troops, Kurt Angle. Probably did not. Let me go up here and find K-Money. I do not have toys from Robin Williams. Great movie, though. I do not have that one. I'm not sure I have any Robin Williams right now, to be honest. No worries. Thanks for looking out, drummer. I'll go ahead and run this again in case he's interested. I don't have My Fair Lady. I did have it in DVD, but that's been gone for a while. I might have it in VHS if I ever get around to doing a VHS show. K-Money 1, WWE. Fantastic K-Money. Let me get you written up here. In your stack it goes. K-Money, I got one anime somewhere on the table, and it's basically Operation 6 of Gungrave, if you're... Or Gun Parade Party, sorry. Let me know if you're interested in that. It's a classic, like, 90s one. This is an HBO Films, Dinner with Friends. Very recognizable cast here. You'll take it? Alright, let me dig it up. Gun Parade. It's actually Operation 2. We'll get this up and running right now. Fantastic. Fantastic. Let me... Alright, fantastic. In your stack it goes. 7. Gotcha. GG's. K to non-binary, welcome in. And a lot of people consider this one of the top tier movies. Love Actually, the ultimate romantic comedy. All-star cast. We got Liam Neeson, Hugh Grant, Colin Firth, Laura Linney, Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman, Keira Knightley, and Rowan Atkinson. Of course, Liam doesn't really do movies like this anymore. He did great in this one, though. Mel Gibson, Edge of Darkness. I like these little, like, payback revenge flicks with Mel Gibson here. I like the other one, too, that he did. I don't know if you saw it, but it's, she's got black hair in it, but it's the girl from The Boys playing his daughter. That's a really nice one with him and her. They're both Australian, so they did the film together. Though technically Mel Gibson was born in the States, so he's not Australian. Rhonda Stone, welcome in. American Wedding Extended Unrated Party Edition. Guys, how many American Pie movies, not the spin-off ones, but the actual American Pie with this cast are there? Because I know there's American Pie, of course, American Wedding. Are there 3 or are there 4? That's what I'm trying to remember. Just for my own information. Friends Request, found footage horror. Kind of like The Mist. A lot of people are okay with the ride, but the payoff and the ending they didn't like. I actually was okay with the ending. I understand why you wouldn't like it, but there are a lot, especially when you count the spin-offs, right? Like Bandcamp. And then like the one with Stifler's younger brother guy, although the guy played a good version of Stifler. One of those ones, especially in its day, was considered one of the top tier ones. The same people, same screenwriter and producers went on to make Notting Hill, which is one of my favorites, with Julia Roberts. But this one right here is huge. Honestly, I think it would have been better if Andie MacDowell's character was played by Julia Roberts, but that's just me. Everyone, thanks for coming and hanging out. Even if you're lurking, it's always appreciated. You guys have been keeping my numbers pretty steady, as, you know, between 6 and 10, which is what I like, you know. I'm not the kind of show that is going to go high amp to get, like, you know, 20 people in it, especially with standard DVDs, but I do like just having enough people to chill and talk and participate. Welcome in, Bone Crusher. Shot in the Dark. This is a Pink Panther movie. Peter Sellers. This one's Factory Sealed too. Drummer Girl's winning this one. And Drummer Girl has one. Fantastic. Number 8 in your stack it goes. Right, 25 away it looks like, if I got my count right. Moulin Rouge. I fully watched this one, recently with somebody, and I really did like, I didn't realize how much of a musical it was. I don't know why I didn't know that, but I really enjoyed it. You know, even Nicole Kidman, which I wasn't sure she was able to pull this off, did really well. Ewan McGregor, shockingly well as well. I mean, you know, the the guy, the heavyset guy, stole the show, but it's great. It was amazing, visually amazing. It was just, it was. I really like this movie. I don't mind rewatching this one. It had a nice vibe to it. Definitely enjoyed this one a lot more. I mean, I like Baz Luhrmann stuff, but I didn't know I was going to like this one that much. I actually thought this was going to be the one I'd put on the bottom before I started watching it. The music choices just blew me away. This is another fun one. I like Brittany Murphy movies. You know, of course, she's passed away. We're not getting any more, but Uptown Girl was fun. It's a young Dakota Fanning, Brittany Murphy. Brittany Murphy just had a really nice vibe. If you ever watched her like little MTV interviews and things like that, she was just like a fun person to watch on screen as a genuine person. And you know, Uptown Girls was fun. Kind of a, you know, reversal. The child was more mature than the adult. And this is a movie gallery copy previously viewed. Old Man 54, how are we doing today? Yeah, I mean that entire story for Moulin Rouge is, it's more brutal than you expect by the time you get to the end. Aperture Omen, how are we doing? This is one I need to watch too. Of course, you know, I know this is probably a sad one, especially after last year, 14 Days of Rom. The chat had me watch A Walk to Remember, so I will eventually watch this. I might watch this for my 14 Days of Rom, since I'm picking them myself, but you folks in your YAs, man, you get brutal. The Fault in Our Stars. Shailene Woodley, I think is how we say her name. She's an interesting cat too. Like, she's like very not into money, even though she's married to a millionaire and stuff like that. Like, she makes her own soap. She's big on like organic stuff. When Marvel and DC kind of swapped directors, right? This is a Brett Ratner who was originally going to do Superman Returns. And then when the option came for I can't remember his name now, to jump ship from this one and go do Superman, he jumped at the chance, and then Brett Ratner got hired on to do Last Stand. Last Stand's not bad, it's just got way too much. They're trying to cram way too much into it, and then a bunch of actors wanted to leave and not do the next one, so they had to explain characters away and things like that. So it was just, you know, you did the best you could with what you had. Brett Ratner did a good job for a guy that's probably not a big comic book guy. Welcome in, Funko Hustle. Yeah, some of these movies, like, see, this one right here, I don't rewatch as much, that X-Men Last Stand. But if you're collecting and you're a completionist, you got to have it to finish the collection, especially when you got the prequel tie-in stuff, you know, Days of Future Past and all that stuff that comes in. So, The Ring, Naomi Watts. I like this one. This might be the first, like, of the American adaptation of Japanese cinemas when they were coming over here for horror. So I remember this one being like, okay, if this is what we're getting into, I'm gonna see the rest of the adaptations. And The Grudge killed it for me too. I love The Grudge. Super Nerd got that one. Fantastic, Super Nerd. Appreciate that. In your stack it goes. Let's update this so we don't mess up. All right. Hilary Swank, Gerard Butler, Lisa Kudrow, Harry Connick Jr., Gina Gershon, Jeffrey D. Morgan, Negan himself, and Kathy Bates, all in P.S. I Love You. Eliminator, good to see you today. Exorcist the beginning. Maybe you just got the new Exorcist Believer and you need to finish out your set. There's 2 prequels technically, right? The way they were cut and everything. This is Exorcist the beginning. There's also Dominion, the prequel to The Exorcist. Up and running. And this is a 1990 film, and you know, a lot of people like to talk about, you know, Everything Everywhere All at Once, or, you know, Crazy Rich Asians, which all movies I love, fantastic movies, Asian-led cinema. I feel like people sleep on Russell Wrong. Like, he came in and did, when Action Pack was making Hercules and Xena, he had, I think it's called Rising Sun, and that was a great one. It's basically an immigrant that came to the States, and he's making his way, and the thing that happens with his brother, so he gets haunted after the movie, the series. He's haunted by his spirit of his dead brother who loved America, so he's always in a Yankees outfit. But I say that because this is China Cry. It's a really good Asian-led romance story with Russell Wong. Russell Wong plays villains later on and stuff, and I don't think he stayed a lead actor long enough. I think I feel like I blame his management or whatever, because he should have blown up back in those days. Instead of just playing, and I'm not saying playing a villain because he's like, you know, the Asian villain. He was like in other Asian movies, like a Jet Li film, playing a villain. So I feel like this guy, and this guy had all the leading man appeal. You know, he was born in the States, so his English was perfect. His acting, he could actually act. Yeah, I just, you know, you look at him and you go, why didn't he get more roles? I don't even need him to be a leading person. I just feel like he should have been, like, in these blockbuster movies as you know, at least somebody as, like, a best friend, or, you know, in procedurals where he's the other detective in the background, anything, but he just didn't do quite as many roles as you'd think he should have. This is a great film, though. Let me grab another stack, chat. Here we go. What a Girl Wants. This is Amanda Bynes. You know, Amanda Bynes had like a big moment. You know, I mean, I feel bad when these, you know, child actors have their public breakdowns and things, and I know she's going through it even now. But What a Girl Wants was a fun one. Exactly, Bellina. But yeah, like this right here. I mean, I liked all the stuff she did. She was really good comedically, right? What a Girl Wants was a good vehicle for her. Kind of her, you know, Princess Diaries, if you would. I even like the one where it was Sydney White, where she played kind of a Snow White story. That was kind of a fun one too. G is More Than You Think. Welcome in. Oh yeah, She's the Man was great. Like I mean, she just really nailed. Like it didn't even have to. Basically, it was kind of like a sketch comedy, right? Like you threw her in, and this is your character, and this is your stuff, and you're gonna. Her reactions were just fantastic. Let's see, which one is this one? Zemeckis. Yeah, one of the last really Dark Castle movies that went to theaters here. Gothica, Halle Berry, Robert Downey Jr. I do not have She's the Man. Right now, I think the only binds I have is this one, What a Girl Wants. That's the fun thing about doing this, too. Like, a lot of times these actors or these movies kind of fall off my radar. And then I'll see Amanda Bynes and I'll remember all this stuff and I'll do the same thing as you. It's like, oh man, She's the Man. I need to see that one. I watched Sydney White sometime last year. It had been so long that I barely remembered everything that happened in it, so it was a fun one too. That's the thing with watching so many movies. Sometimes you forget how long it's been since you last watched a movie that isn't in your regular rotation, I'm sure you guys have movies like that. Where like you feel like you know everything about the movie, then you realize maybe it's been like 5 years, 10 years, and you haven't even rewatched it. And then you have to go check your shelf and say, do I own that movie to rewatch too? I do that a lot too, where I go, okay. Now the question is it on my shelf? I'm a sucker for all of these direct-to-video things that happen back in these days. So this is Cruel Intentions 2, based off the Sarah Michelle Gellar fantastic movie that's, a modern adaptation of, Dangerous Liaisons, I believe. A lot of these guys, went on to blow up on other things. Like, I think he was from, Sanctuary, I think is the one he was from. And then she was in The Practice to Grow on the Right. But all the Cruel Intentions, all the Wild Things, all the Skulls sequels. It's like, I know they're trash, but they keep making them and I keep rewatching. I keep watching them, like I'll grab them up every time. Then I'll have my binge day where I watch all the Cruel Intentions or something. Welcome in, Harden. I like the cover of this one. Katherine Heigl's one of those ones that, she became like, she was the darling, and then she wasn't. Like, she championed a bunch of stuff on Grey's Anatomy, and then she started becoming the problem at Grey's Anatomy, apparently, if you, follow the tabloid stuff. And then, I guess she basically cheesed off the writers, and that's when it became a real problem. And then, of course, she left and couldn't blow up on anything else, tried to get another show, and was real apologetic, but she just never kind of have recaptured, like, the fame since, like, Grey's Anatomy and Roswell, to me. Nice, Drummer Girl. Yeah, that's definitely... She's the Man's technically a romantic movie, right? I can add that to my 14 days. For the longest time, I never rewatched movies. Like, if people say you want to watch a movie, I'll be like, I've already seen it, so I already know what's going on. But I'm at that point now where I go, okay, I know the movie, but I don't remember all the nuances of a movie. And then, like I said a few shows ago, you get to that point where you appreciate a movie differently at the age you're at than you did when you first watched something. Maybe you didn't like a movie because you didn't identify with the character, or maybe you didn't get some of the jokes, or maybe you're just in a point in your life where, now things aren't quite working out the way you want. So this movie hits you better than it did when you were having a good life and couldn't identify with something. So I definitely rewatch stuff a lot. I like rewatching stuff with other people too. Like, even if I'm just doing it on stream or something like that, because you get more perspective of what they're looking at and things too. Movies are very subjective, and it's kind of fun to see where everyone ends up. Drummer Girl, nice. Didn't want to rub it in. Captain Howdy, how are we doing today? Yeah, definitely, and that's kind of the fun thing about social media, like on TikTok and stuff, when people start pointing out things you missed, and you go back to go look for that, and gives you an excuse to rewatch a movie. Let me run this one again. I don't know if I ran it, but this is Royal Night Out. If you look up there, that is Rupert Everett from My Best Friend's Wedding. I think that's what most of us know him from. He's a man that's changed a lot with age. Like, you can still tell it's him. Of course, he's had some work done, but he doesn't look that much like... He looks like someone trying to look like Rupert Everett. And I love him. He's still great or whatever, but his jawline has really changed. It does. That's what I was thinking when I looked at it, too. These are all great actors, too. The last movie Tim Burton did for Batman. And there's a lot about this that makes me like it more than the first one. I like the darker tone. I like the choices. You know, this penguin here is entirely a Tim Burton penguin. Like, now they use this kind of penguin in the comics and in the animations, but this Danny DeVito version is, you know, the one that actually like worked. It's like when Heath Ledger did Joker. That's nothing like the Joker in the comics, but everyone resonated with that one, and I migrated toward it. I feel the same way with DeVito's. Same with Catwoman, though, right? Michelle Pfeiffer, she stole the show, really, on this thing for me, anyway, with her choices. That is a nice 3-pack Stradorov. And here we've got this one. This is one I expect to show up on someone's shelf at some point, because you can't find this too easily when you're looking for this. This is a Sundance film. It's Southern Bells, and that's a young Anna Faris there. And that's Lauren Breckenridge. Justin Chambers, speaking of Grey's Anatomy, Justin Chambers is in this one. I know this one will find a home eventually because it just has that look. You don't like Mean Girls? Eric Bana, Rachel McAdams, based off the book Time Traveler's Wife. This one hits harder than you think, right? Like, at first you're kind of like, that sounds kind of silly, but when you watch this thing, it's emotional, because you put yourself in that spot of, like, you know, how would you handle this, and, like, you know, how much do you really love a person to go through all this? But this one is, when you get to the end, even, it's like, it hits on all levels of your emotion of just like, dang, I'm wrecked. I'm happy, and I'm sad, and I'm wrecked. Oh, is it? Soundtrack's good? This is one of the movies where, you know, I like Eric Bana enough, but like, I'm one of those I'm a comic fanboy, so what they told him to do with the Hulk didn't really resonate. At first I blamed him, but then when you go back and look at his interviews, like he said, like, I didn't really see the Hulk, and I was just being told, like, you're feeling this and you're doing this, and they would video, so he was reacting and trying to get these emotions, but he couldn't really understand what was going on. And this one, I want to do some more research on this one here. Kevin Kline's a great actor. Like, he's really strong. He's married to Phoebe Cates, and they've been married forever. So Kevin Kline, Ashley Judd, I assume before she got canceled by Weinstein, special edition, but this is the Cole Porter story, and I really want to go and this is what I like to do. I'm going to deep dive and then see what this one's about, like, as far as what the story about Cole Porter is for this and how it got made and what it's based off of, as far as, was there a book or something? Alright, we hit the 1 hour mark, so we're going to start seeing how things go for us here. And guys, remember, tomorrow I'm going to be gone earlier. I'm going to try to get on at 8:30. So if you guys are early risers already, and you want to join, I'll be in. If not, you know, I'll still be here by 10:30. So, oh, I love 10 Things I Hate About You. That was one of my 14 days of ROM last year, and I picked that one up for myself too. It's on my shelf. Soul Survivors, Killer Cut, Eliza Dushku, from the producers I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legend. Too Fast, Too Furious, Paul Walker, Tyrese. Very much like a buddy-esque action movie. I call this one the Dukes of Hazzard of the franchise. Of course, that was before everything went really over the top, but this does introduce, you know, Roman, Tej, even Eva Mendez's character. It's got Steve Aoki's sister in it. And here we go, Starship Troopers 2. Direct-to-video sequel. Special edition. Of course, later on, Casper Van Dien comes back to reprise his role in a Starship Troopers, the direct-to-video sequel. Sweet Cakes Face Paint, welcome in. And then here we go. Shukui, Andrew Lin, Another Meltdown. Looks like pretty strong feelings on that. Do you like Tom Cruise? We got 68% yes, 32% no. All right, everyone. I think this is where we're going to end it today. We've got some good numbers here. 24 sales away. That might be even a little less, but 24 sales away from 1,000 and 8 followers away from 600. So looks like the monthly goals are doing pretty good, so I do appreciate everybody. I'll be back on tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning, so I'll be on early. That's Central Time for me. I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. So if you guys want to jump in early, come on in. If you're going to come at 10:30, I'll still be here. Make sure you spread the word. Thanks a lot, everybody. And until next time, this has been your old pal, Hannibal Collector, signing off.